Hello and welcome back to ENG and my name is Bharati. This video is a comparison of the tenses, that is simple present, simple past and simple future. I have taught in detail about the structure, rules and usage of these tenses. Always remember, tense means time of action and verb plays a major role in tenses. Also remember, verb is a word that denotes an action, a state of being and possession. First, let us see the structure of simple present, simple past and simple future tenses when verb denotes an action. So we have a table over here. The first one is the simple present tense. Then we have the simple past tense and we have the simple future tense. Now the structure, how the verb behaves in each tense. In simple present, she dances. Here she is singular, and as per the rules of the simple present tense, when the noun is singular, we add s to the verb. We add s to the verb. Here she is a singular noun. She is singular, so we add s. And in the simple past, dance becomes danced. That is, we add d to the verb, either ed or d. Since the last letter for dance is e, we add only d to the verb. And the subject doesn't matter whether it is singular or plural. We just add d or ed and make it the past tense. And in simple future, how the simple future is formed, what is the structure? We use the modal verbs plus the verb in the present form. The modal verbs generally that we use for future tense is will or shall. Of course, other modal verbs, the other remaining 7 modal verbs are also used. On the whole, we have 9 modal verbs. But will and shall is used quite often. So, she will dance. I've already taught you where we use will and where we use shall. Shall is used along with the first person pronoun and will is used with the second person and the third person pronouns. Now look at the example. She will dance. So this modal verb, that is will, shall or any of the modal verb, is mandatory in the future tense. She will and dance. This dance is in the present form. So this denotes the future tense. The next example, they dance. This is in the simple present tense. It is they dance. They is the subject and it is the plural form. This is in the plural form. Now dance is in the actual state and we don't add s or anything because it is the plural noun. And in simple past, either the subject is singular or the plural. We just add d or change it to the past verb. They, this is plural form and it is the danced again, as we saw in the previous example. And in simple future, that also the subject doesn't matter. Either it is singular subject or the plural subject, it will be will. Will dance. The next sentence, I dance, you dance. Always I and you are considered to be special and they are considered as plural nouns. I and you are considered to be plural nouns and so we use only dance. We do not add s to the verb. And in the past tense, we have the same danced as the previous example. The singular subject or the plural subject doesn't matter with the past tense. And in the simple future, if it is I or we, I and we are the first person pronoun and so we use shall. I and we are the first person pronouns, so we use shall and dance, that is the present form of the verb. And you will dance. Here you is the second person pronoun, and so we use will. This will, shall, or either of the modal verbs is mandatory in future tense. Now the example in the simple present tense, it dances. This it may be referring to a peacock. Peacock, okay, the pronoun for peacock is it dances. So it is singular, so we use this s to the verb. We add it. And it danced. It is the same danced. Either it is singular or plural, we use the same way in the past tense. And in the future tense, simple future tense, it is the third person pronoun, and so we use will and the verb in the present tense. So this is how the comparison goes on with the three tenses. In the simple present, simple past and simple future when verb denotes an action. Now let's see the structure of simple present tense, simple past tense and the simple future tense when verb denotes the state of being. That is when we use the be form of verbs. The simple present, that is present tense be form of verbs are is, am and are. Is, are and am. Is is used with the singular nouns, are is used with the plural nouns and am is used with I. In the past tense, we use the be form of verbs was and were. So was is used with the singular subject and were is used with plural subject. In simple future tense, modal verbs are mandatory. There is no change in the modal verbs. So modal verbs are mandatory and the be form of verb in the simple future tense is be. This goes for the singular and the plural. Then we use the verb in the present tense. So now let us see the examples. He is an actor. Here he is the singular subject and so as we use an actor. Here in the past tense, he was an actor. So this is changes to was. Remember the be form of verbs in the simple tenses, that is simple present, simple past and simple future, the be form of verbs, though they are auxiliary verbs, here they are used as main verbs. So this is becomes was in the past tense. And in the future tense, he will, this will is mandatory, this denotes the future form and be denotes the be form of verb. It shows the state of being. He will be an actor. The next sentence, they are responsible. Since the subject is they, it is plural. This they is a plural subject. They is a plural subject. Here are, we use are, responsible. Here they. In the past tense, again this is a plural subject. When we use the be form of verbs, the singular plural matters in the past tense also. So since they is a plural form, we use were, which is the plural verb. And in future tense, they will be responsible. So they is the third person plural and will is the mandatory in the future tense and be is the be verb. So they will be responsible. This is simple future tense. Now the next sentence in simple present, you are representative. You, I already told you, I and you is considered to be special and you here is to the plural form, is the plural noun and so we use are. You are representative. The same with the simple past, you is considered to be the plural form. We don't say you was, we say you were. So this were is the plural verb and you will be our representative in the future tense. You is the subject, it is the second person pronoun and will is the mandatory for the future tense which denotes the future form and be is the be verb. So you will be our representative. The next example, I am fine. Here I is the subject and as I told you, Am is used along with I. So we use the be form of verb am. I am fine. And in the past tense, I is there. So here I is considered to be singular, and so we use was. I was fine. And in the simple future, I is the first person pronoun, and so we use shall. And be is the be form of verb. I shall be fine soon. In case we use the plural form, we, this is also the first person pronoun in the plural form, and so we use shall, and be is the be form of verb. Right? Now, simple present be form of verbs are is, are, am. Simple past be form of verbs are was and were, and simple future be form of verb is be. The other modal verbs are mandatory for the simple future tense. Here, in simple present, simple past and simple future tense, the be form of verbs are used as main verbs. Now, let's check how verbs state position or action when we use have verbs. Now we have simple present, simple past and simple future. In the simple present tense, the have verbs are has and have. Has and have. Okay. Has is used for the singular subject and have is used for plural subject. Not only with plural subject, with I and with you. In simple past tense, we use had. It is used for both singular and the plural nouns. And in simple future, we use a modal verb which is mandatory in simple future tense and have. And we don't use any other verb. Have is the main verb. In simple present, simple past and simple future tenses, have verbs are used as main verbs. Look at the first example. I have a car. Here have. We use have. Here I is considered to be plural, so we use have. A car, that means it shows possession. I have. It belongs to me. It shows that possession. And in the simple past, I had a car. This shows the tense, past tense and the possession. I shall have a car. I is the first person pronoun. Shall we use for the first person pronoun. This is mandatory for the future tense. And have is the have verb which shows the possession. I shall have a car in future. The next example, we have a house. Here we is also considered to be a plural noun, and so we use have. We have a house. We had a house in the past tense, and we shall have a house. This is future tense. We is first person plural pronoun, and so we use shall, and have states the possession. Next sentence. You have a pet. I already told you I, you and the plural forms are considered to be plural, and so with you we use have. I have a pet. That is, you own a pet. You had a pet. Here you had a pet. You owned a pet. You will have a pet. So you is second person pronoun, so we use will. You will have a pet. Here have states the possession. Next example, they have a match. They is plural, so have a match. They had a match. Here had, and they will have a match. Here they is considered to be the third person pronoun, plural, and we use will have a match. The next example, she has exam. She is considered to be a singular subject. It is singular, and so we use has. See, for singular we use has. So singular we use has. She has exams today. She had exams yesterday in the past tense, She will have exams tomorrow. So she is third person singular pronoun, and so we use will, and have shows the verb. So this is how we use the have verbs that states the position or the action. We should always remember the modal verbs, the 9 modal verbs, that is can, could, shall, should, will, would, may, might and must, are used as mandatory to denote future tenses. And in case we use a be verb, we have to use that mandatory modal verb and then a be verb, or a mandatory modal verb and a have verb. To sum up, we learnt the tenses and compared them with each other. We also learnt how verbs agree with the subject and understood that the auxiliary verbs, that is be verbs and have verbs, are used as main verbs in the simple present tense, simple past tense and the simple future tense. If you find this video useful, kindly like and share, and also hit on the subscribe button and the bell icon. Also drop your comments and queries down in the comment box. Thanks for watching.